One of the reasons you get to 187 episodes is you make the decisions with the show's best interest in mind and with the fans in mind.
Over the course of 9 seasons, One Tree Hill meant different things to different audiences.
For some people, it was a guilty pleasure. We did psychos and we did car crashes. We never set out to make it that way, and I think for many of our fans, it was not that. It was very heartfelt and very real.
Dance with me.
Sometimes we wanted the small moments to be the big moments, and other times we wanted it to be loud and scary.
I need a doctor!
And mysterious.
What's going on?
We wanted to leave people on the edge of their seat.
Action!
The cast and crew of One Tree Hill brought their A-game to every episode.
How you doing, champ?
I just want to get out of here.
At no time was it needed more than in Season 8.
No, stop!
Darkness on the Edge of Town was a great episode because it was so big. It was a hurricane and it was rain towers.
Kind of down on this rain thing right now.
Yeah.
And it was a car off a bridge, and then the dam broke.
Save him, and then save me, please. He's just a boy.
It was amazing to watch the crew and cast. I remember Jackson Brundage, who plays Jamie. That kid is so good in that episode.
You're gonna be my best man in our wedding, right?
Yeah.
We were all concerned about putting him in the car, whether he'd be freaked out about it.
Come on, I got you.
The fake rain and the car in the lake, all the bridge and the rain and stuff. I think that was fun.
There was never a moment where he didn't think it was a wonderful playground.
Nathan Scott passes to Lucas for 3 in the win!
The state championship game, that was a huge undertaking.
Yeah! It's good!
When the Ravens finally won the state championship and then Haley is hit by a car.
Look out!
Haley!
That was not only a really big episode in terms of its ambition and scope,
It's bad, Peyton. It's really bad.
but emotionally, for the actors making the episode, for the fans, that was a big one.
But a daring storyline in Season 3 brought One Tree Hill its defining episode.
Somebody was talking about Columbine, and I remember every time they said the word, they would whisper it. And I remember thinking, you know, what a tragedy. Somebody should say something loudly about it. It was a testament to the studio and network that the executives trusted us to make that episode, because it could go very wrong. And the last thing anybody wants is that somehow we glamorize a kid in school with a handgun.
You don't have a record, Jim. You're a good student, and you're a minor.
Man, maybe this isn't as bad as you think.
This ain't Breakfast Club. Let's face it. This is the most any of us have talked in 4 years.
Just 100% every day, just so emotional.
That voice in your head that's saying there's no way out, it's wrong, Jimmy. Please, just believe me, it gets better. I'm sorry. No!
It was very challenging to our audience, but I felt like we had always gotten good story out of those challenges. We killed a beloved character in Keith Scott. I had a quiet instinct that it was a story worth telling. That episode was the cornerstone of us getting to Season 9.
Creative risk paid off again
Excuse me. Can you tell me what's happening?
when Keith returned in a landmark holiday episode.
Hi, Luke.
There are a lot of people who have lost someone. And in our episode, this kid gets to see his uncle again.
I didn't come here to make you believe in me. I came here to make you believe in you.
I think the show was at its best when it was a quiet ally to our audience. When somebody that I'll never meet was struggling with something, and they learned something from the show that made it a little bit better.
Most people are stronger than they know. They just forget to believe in it sometimes.
From the conversations I've had with fans, this show has helped them through tough periods in their life. And I think that's a testament to where the heart of our show is.
I am gonna miss you so much.
Why? I'm with you every day.
If that one sentence finds someone at a time where they're missing someone, that's a worthy hour of television.
Those moments touch the hearts and minds of cast members as well as fans.
Mark told me something really early on when I started the show, and he said, be in it. Just meaning like every moment, whether it be good or bad or challenging or being vulnerable or being emotional or just whatever that it is for that moment. Because if you're not in that moment, you're probably not going to take away what it is that you're supposed to.
We've been through the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful here. And I think we're just so fortunate to have had an experience like this. It's one in a million. Can you tell me more about the stunning, some might say brilliant character of Brooke Davis?
I think that TV is about characters. You can do hooks and high concept in movies, but if you want everyone to come back every week, you have to care about the people.
And audiences have cared about this group of characters they've come to love.
It's been an enormous evolution for Brooke Davis.
Brooke, let me in!
She's always had a great heart.
No, it's not ready. Go away. It's my apartment, and it's my wedding dress, for that matter.
No, it will be, but for now, it is my wedding dress, and it is not ready. And she's always been a really fierce and passionate person and friend.
You're speechless!
Oh, I knew you would be. Hold on, there's one more thing. Do you get it? Halo?
Haley was this really snarky, sarcastic, fast-talking, awkward girl.
Oh, the magazine pages are sticky again, little purse. Oh, hey, Luke. You been reading this?
We both grew up together, she and I.
Come with me.
Lunchtime quickie, nice. I wouldn't trade my character for any of them. I think this is the coolest one. I don't think we've met. Chris Keller. This is the best character on the show, I think. Chris Keller can do it all, baby.
A lot of our fans said that this show was so real. What's real about it are the emotions behind it and the people and what they care about.
We are gathered here today to witness the renewal of a commitment between Nathan and Haley.
It's pretty gratifying and fulfilling to play a character that makes that type of journey and crosses the finish line with grace and humility.
It's about falling in love. It's about making someone proud of you. It's about being proud of yourself.
Life is short, and opportunities are rare.
It's about that quiet voice that tells you that you can do better.
I'm sorry, I have more. I just think I'm having my baby.
One Tree Hill reached a crossroads after high school graduation.
They're all talking about dreams. It's their senior year in high school. College is simply the place you go to acquire the information to do those things. We're going to jump the show ahead 4 years. The actors are going to be playing their ages. They're going to be excited about that.
All right, I'm going to do the red carpet. I'm going to skip the movie. Let's call one of the Nicks and find out if they'd like to go.
Okay, which Nick do you prefer?
Nick Lachey, Nick Zano, Nick Reed, whoever.
We'll be able to reinvent the show and do a 20-something show.
Uncle Lucas.
Hey, you in high school already?
No, I'm only 4.
Our show started out about fathers and sons, and it ended up about fathers and sons.
And so the kids of Tree Hill had become parents themselves. A new journey that would carry the series all the way to its 9th season.
I think season 9 is a very risky season of television.
It's an incredibly rare thing that 9 years into a show there would be any suspense left. And we have a lot of that this season.
The final chapter also marked the return of Tree Hill's most notorious character.
If you can, leave the killing to me.
The first scene is me in a car with Dan Scott.
Chris Keller doesn't like this.
Let's go.
All I had to hear about was this scene, and I was like, I'm in, but I don't know what you guys are up to.
Hello, son.
Having Paul Johansson back it's awesome. It's extraordinary. He brings so much life to the set.
Where is my husband?
Haley, will you calm down, please?
Nathan?
Let me explain, please.
Poor Paul Johansson, it's usually his character that's in peril. We poisoned him. We burned him in a fire. When he was in prison, we had him hang himself, but the noose broke. Dan never did anything kind.
Oh, I got it.
He helps these old people to the curb.
You could get yourself killed out here.
We hit him with a car. Here we are in season 9, and Dan Scott is as relevant as ever.
I should love you, but I spent so much of my life hating you.
I was a terrible father. I know that.
His return was inspired by a search for redemption.
No!
And when he died, a Tree Hill hero was there to meet him.
I'm so sorry for that day and every day before it.
I know you are, Danny. And I forgive you.
It was my favorite season of the show for many reasons. I knew it was our last, and I enjoyed it a little more.
Thank you for everything you've done for me.
Knowing we were going to leave at the end of it, I think reminded all of us that this is one of the greatest gifts.
When everybody knows that we have an ending, there's somehow this great closure that we've never had before.
Thank you for coming home to me.
Always. Forever.
It absolutely will be satisfying to fans. And it is personally satisfying to look back and say, like, what an accomplishment.
I feel like those characters sort of exist on their own now. Even though I'm not sitting down and writing Fade in every week, it feels like they're still there. I think it's always going to feel that way. A person who has so much magic inside of him, we've appreciated him every day, and that's a series wrap on Austin Nichols.
I love all of you. Thank you so much. You all make me look so much better than I am. I'll never forget any of you. Thank you.
After 9 seasons, the time has come to say goodbye to One Tree Hill.
9 years of doing anything with the same group of people. It sounds cliche, but it became a family. The directors would always say to me, that crew is something else, and they are. They worked in a small studio in Wilmington, North Carolina. They weren't in Hollywood, but they were going to do it better, and they were going to work just as well. They'll always be close to my heart. I feel so fortunate to have had it.
This dedicated family has come together one last time for the final episode.
You know, when I sat down with the script for episode 13, I couldn't believe it that it had already come.
The script for the final episode is so cool, and I think everybody that read it got teary when they read it.
I think there might be a couple tears, but I think everybody's going to be happy the way we ended.
This finale just wraps everything up in a bow. It's a time capsule almost.
And action.
I was directing the final episode, and what I underestimated was saying goodbye to locations. You know, the last day that we shot in Karen's Cafe became emotional. When we shut the lights out at Trick, it became emotional.
It's the last time we're going to be in Trick. It's the last time we'll be on the River Court.
When all the lights finally turned off over the River Court, that was a huge moment for me. For the first time, I really felt like I was leaving something behind that was part of who I was.
9 years on the air. I mean, that's just an incredible accomplishment, and I'm so proud of it.
It's happy and it's sadness because you made it 9 seasons, but you would definitely miss those bonds that you created with a lot of your castmates.
The cast and crew is really taking it all in and appreciating our last moments together.
Every day we were wrapping an actor who had become a friend. We were saying goodbye to their character.
So this is a series wrap on Steven and Tyler.
Looking at the faces around on set on the last days of shooting, and there's some pretty good people that have done a lot of great work.
I got a lifetime's worth of memories from the 9 years on the show.
It's been really emotional to shoot the last episode and think this is my last scene. Those emotions are there, and I feel like everybody in the audience will get to feel them with all of us.
I'll owe everything that I accomplished from this point on to the show. There's no question.
For this to have been our job, to grow up here and evolve as people and as characters, it's huge.
Easily one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me.
Here we are, the last scene in the last episode of One Tree Hill ever.
That's technically our last shot with talent, so Sophia Bush, series wrap.
I'm so proud and so overwhelmed being here with all of you as an actor, and I love you guys, and I've never known a group of people like you, and I appreciate it.
I had never written a television show before, and I felt like they had taken a leap of faith in me. And that stayed with me for all 9 seasons. The fans deserved my best. The writers deserved my best, the cast, the crew. I feel like everybody could sort of tell, and that they felt an equal responsibility because they knew that I cared so much about it. So they decided to love it with me. I like to believe that we paid back that leap of faith, and that we always put the show first. We told good stories, and we tried to do it the right way. And I'll always be proud of that.
All right, that's the series wrap on One Tree Hill.
Feel like you made
When I wrote the opening voiceover of the finale, it was very emotional for me because it's like having a friend or a loved one that you know you're not going to see anymore. What choices do you make? What would you say? What would you do? We sort of had that opportunity going into season 9, and we were very protective of the final days and final episodes together.